So what I would quickly do is like, I will now create a new project, and I will show you how I create a tracking plan in that. Okay, welcome back. So now we want to create a tracking plan. And what I'm doing is like, so if you have already watched the Airbnb tracking setup course, so you will know this already. And so you will see how we basically created this quite huge model where we defined all the entities we are using to track Airbnb across all the different kind of business activities and product activities. And so we have the entities like account object and like the others down here, request, trip, and so on. So you can watch the course if you haven't done it yet. And then we have all the activities defined, and then we have all the properties defined and so on. So what we now would do is like, and as I said, so I usually start out in this kind of format because this gives me a possibility to play around and to discuss it more easily. And this visual approach makes it easier to create a first concept. But when I know, okay, this concept fits for me, I will then move it into Arvo. And yes, this is manual work. But in the end, as I said already, so like this kind of event structure is something that will stay in place for years. So you create it once and then it's there and it's good. So one-time investment, incremental changes in the future. Okay, let's do that. So what I want to do is like, I want definitely to get all the account stuff in there into Arvo, and then maybe we do it also like a little bit of the object. But like with the first one, I want to show you all the different kind of functionalities. So we have account. So account is the entity, these are the events. So Arvo doesn't really work with these, not fully works with this entity activity approach. If they would be nice, but I'm just a person who uses this, and there are some persons who use a different approach. So Arvo took the approach that is most spread, where it's just an event name. And it's not a problem for us because we create the event name out of entity and activity combination. So in that case, account created. So let's do that. So everything totally empty. I could also import an existing plan. So I could create a CSV and then import the CSV. It doesn't really help here because like it's the same time to create the CSV than to create everything here into Arvo. But for example, if I already have something in a spreadsheet, then I can format it in the way that Arvo would expect it from us and then could import it. So, but we don't do this. So we create an event. So you can create an event by clicking here. So let's do this, and I show you a much quicker way in the second one we create. And so then we have account created. Okay, we create the event. Arvo will ask us if it's a good idea to do these changes on a main branch. And so this is a new setup, so there is nothing on the main branch yet. So in that case, it would be totally fine to do it on the main branch. But for the sake of it, because I can then also show you how we merge the branch into the main branch, I create a new one. So, and we call this initial setup. Okay. Yep, here we go. So it shows up here. So why does it show up 2 times? Because this is basically, it shows me here what's the new events in this kind of new branch. So this is why it's now 2 times here. And as you can see here, we have now the initial setup. Branch active. Okay, pretty empty event, nothing in here. So of course, what we should definitely do is like, we should add in a description. So triggered when a new account has been created successfully. And if you were to go really crazy, you could even define what successfully means, because I can definitely tell you this is a question that will come in the future. So success means a new entry. So this is not very technically, has been added to the database, and a new user ID was returned. So it could be like this. It depends on how you implement things. But One learning that I definitely had over time is like the better context, the more context you give in the description, more confident are the people who work with it, because now they pretty much know where this kind of event is happening. If you would just say, okay, triggered when a new account has been created, it's still the question, okay, is it when someone clicks on the form button? Is it when they see us like the confirmation page of it? When does it happen? So in this case, I mean, we could even be more like specific to do this, and I highly recommend to do this. All right, so we have this event created, and so we could add some properties. But what I usually do is when I create new plans, I basically first quickly add all the events for a specific kind of entity, and then I create all the properties for this entity, and then I group them, and then I assign them. So I show you this quickly how it's done. So, and let's have a quick look. What's the next one? Confirmed. And so what I use a lot, and I can definitely recommend to try it out, is like, so on a Mac, you can click Command K. And Command K, you maybe know this already from one or two other tools, because there are more tools who basically work with Command K. And as you can see here, like on the left now here in the search bar, you can already see here's Command K. So what I love about Command K, it's basically a quick command access tool. So of course I can search, but I can also create something. So what I can do is like I create an event. So, and then, okay, like account confirmed. And as you will see in a second, this makes it pretty quickly for me, because now I can go to the next one, event. And what I also do is like, I usually, when I create all the entity ones, of course it makes sense to copy the entity name, because we will use it a lot now. So we have account updated. And then we have account deleted. Okay, and this one, account suspended. And as you can see, so this is all the new things here. So here we still see, okay, in this workbench we have created these 5 new events. I'm not super happy with this kind of visualization, because it always confuses me, but yeah, this is maybe something I should complain about in the Arvo support chat. Okay, so we have all the accounts activities added. And so next one would be like the properties.